Hi, I'm Harleen Schiffer from Hidden Beauty Designs, MJ's Handmaids, but better, I am from MJ's Blues and Dance Club, a virtual blues club live venue, helping to keep the blues alive. We host live video concerts, or live music concerts, I should say, inside of a world called Second Life. And I don't normally record them due to privacy and rights and good things like that. Even though I have all the permissions and whatnot, I'm not that good with YouTube. Cut and dry. Um, so today I'm going to show you how to make this. Let go. I'm going to show you how to make a cannabis leaf, hemp leaf, pot leaf, whatever you want to call it. I hang them differently than most people. I don't hang them upside down. It kind of irks me. So about 10-15 years ago, I started to design my own and started to create the dancing cannabis leaf. And they dance. They're all a little different. With the legs, I hammer them out. Instead of turning them into a bale, I hammer them out, and I have a whole series of dancing cannabis leaves. And they all have their own little gemstone. Certain times of year, people really want their birthstone, like Christmas. Everybody wants a birthstone. So keep that on hand. This is just a plastic bead. It's a 4mm. And that's my normal size that I'll use. If I go smaller, the leaf must be smaller. But this is an average size. Good accents on different pieces of jewelry. And you can turn the legs into bales or curve them and connect them so that you can add jump rings and turn them into bracelets or something. But I'm here just to show you how to make the leaf right now. So what you're going to need is, of course, to hammer out the legs, the little dancing parts. Let go. You're going to need a hammer and a block. You want to file the legs down. Make sure they're not scratching anybody. You'll need a file. I'm going to be using as my the wire, my base wire that actually the leaf will be attached to, and then I hammer out for the dancing legs. This is a 20 gauge. It's 20 gauge. I normally will use a 21 or a 22. For smaller, that's what these are. This is a 21. But I'm making a bigger leaf today. So everything is about 2 steps higher, a step higher than I normally would do. But this is for one of these, a lighter case, and they need to be a little bit bigger and a little more sturdier for the lighter cases. So I'm also going to be using a 5.5mm bead. This is a lower grade, but a tanzanite nonetheless, my favorite retirement plan. And for my actual tools to create the leaf, these are a 14 gauge. There's 7 of them. They're 14 gauge. Normally it would be a 20 gauge. You can use 20. 18 gauge makes it a mid-size, decent size leaf. But there's 7 of these, and they're at 14 gauge for the larger size leaf. The first thing you want to do, I'm pretty sure I covered all of that. You're going to need, of course, clippers. Clip it. Going to need flat nose to squish your wire down with. And something round so that you can actually shape the leaf. I use a bale maker. A lot of times, I sometimes will use the tip of a pencil, depending on how small I need to go, if I can't find my little needle nose rounds. They used to squeak, and that went away because I lost a prong in it. So I missed the squeak. Again, this is 20 gauge, dead soft. Use dead soft. 20 gauge converted. So maybe 0.8 millimeters, and then a 14 gauge is a 1.6 millimeter. I'm reading off of a tool. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not good with the conversion. So let's start. I'm going to give this, I'm going to anchor my wire. I'm going to go from the back of it, put my wire behind, and I'm going to work around to the front. I'm just going to wrap this 2 times. I'm also working off of my spool, which drives some people crazy, but I don't know the exact amount to cut off to make the leaf, so I don't have it measured out. If you want to go through all of that and measure it out, you can go right ahead, but I just make them off of the spool. So I'm going to wrap 2 times. 1, that's 1, and then 2. Squish it together so that it's tight. And now I'm going to add one of my tool wires, the big fat ones. When we get to the 4th leaf, I'm going to show you how to make, there's no different wire unless you want a bigger hole at the top so that you can get a better jump ring, more secure. But yeah, you can use a thicker wire, 12, even go down to 10 if you want to, depending on the gauge size jump ring you want to put through the top, if you want to put a jump ring through the top. So we put our first wire on, we wrap around it, but go through the 2 wires, in between the 2 wires with that. Get the tail out of the way and bring it back up. And now add a second wire. And you go around both the thick wires, both the 14 gauge. Okay. Put it together nicely. Excuse me, bring the wire all the way down to the bottom and then wrap around like you did with the first wrap. Go around the base wire and in between the 2 tool wires. Again, I missed that one. Yeah, I'm about as blind as they get, so excuse me. That's your first, that's the little feeder leaf. Wrap your wire around the base once, and then copy that again. Same pattern you did the first time. Do it again. Only when you get up, you're going to always go in between the wires each step. Add, come around, make that look just like the first one. Go back down all the way to the back, come through the bottom, and your frame wire, and match it up like that. And now you're a step up. Now we're going to do that again, only this time instead of just 1 wire, we're going to add 2. And don't forget to make that extra leaf. Again, copying the first pattern. I keep moving away because I have to go underneath a magnifying lamp in order to see what I'm doing. I'm seriously blind here. There's no lie about that. I'm not just exaggerating or anything. Where am I at? Okay, we're going to just keep like so, in between the wires again, up to the 2, go in between that, and now we're going to add another wire, bring it up another tier, go through, and then we're actually going to add another one. And this here makes it so it's now up a little higher and look more leaf-like. Probably you could add another one here too. And then we follow the same pattern going back down. Nope, that's not right. I'd certainly appreciate your patience. I seriously cannot see what I am doing. I really need to give it up. I believe I want to go there. Nope, that's 3. We have the 4th one to go through. I'm going to bring this lamp over a little closer. It's going to be nasty white. But I need to see. I'm going along, I'm making sure my little spikes that make the leaf are tight to the wire. You want to make sure you're tight. So giving them a pinch every time you wrap around is really helpful. You'll find it's very helpful. Now that's 3 of the parts of the leaf. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to get to the taller one, the middle one. So here is where I'm going to grab my flat nose also and try to squish this a bit together. You're going to separate them at the end anyways. As you turn them, they're going to open up, and then you're going to want to open them up depending on how open and fluffy you want them to look. I have nylons. I'm going to, they're really old, and oops, I think I just lost one of the jaws. Yeah, I did. I can't use that. Okay. I've got to flatten this out. Going to straighten it using a flat. Just make sure they're straight. This is going to end up scratching it. We wrapped around the base. I'm going to follow the pattern again. It's an absolutely beautiful day. Today I have such spring fever. It's not even funny. Whoopsie. Alright, now we're going to add this one. And then this one. Now this is the middle leaf, so I'm actually going to go around this part twice. And that's the only one I'll do twice. Now to come back down, if you notice, I skipped a wire because now I'm going backwards. Got to go back down. So I've got to drop the tiers in the opposite direction. I hope you can follow this. People certainly don't hesitate to complain about what they can't see. I'm not a videographer. I cannot stress that enough. My videos are the worst on YouTube. If they had worst on YouTube, I would be at the top, the middle, the bottom. I swear to God. I'm squishing them all together. It's just something I do. So tired, so tired. I don't know if you can hear the noise. Somebody is putting an in-ground pool down the road a little bit. Been watching them. It's pretty cool to watch that. I'm one of those girls that considered the construction site all day long, watching all of that work going on. I love the trucks. Okay, we're at the last. Now, this you're going to want to pay attention to because it's kind of important, or you're going to be going backtracking constantly until you get this down real good. Gotta remember to always wrap in between each leaf, wrap your base wire, your frame wire. I call it frame. So if I do more videos, now you know. This coming back down, we're going to replicate this leaf. So I can actually remove, I want to replicate, I don't know if you saw that, I want to replicate this one on this side. And then I'll do this and then this again. But each time I'm going to remove these wires because I will mess up and just keep going, following the wires all the way up. So I do this just because. And now I'll stop at the next wire. And then I pull those two and then continue that pattern on my way back down. We're almost done. You wrap around the back your wire, pinch it. I know I've mentioned it, but it doesn't hurt to remind you. Follow it nice and snug. on the back. See how the back looks? And we're just going to follow this all the way down, like I've been doing. Now I want to remove this wire. Not so intimidating looking anymore, huh? And squish everything together. And repeat. Gonna all the way down to the back. See? Kind of follow it down, give it a smush. That helps make sure it's good and tight. Next, watch where your wires are going. Don't do like me and go blind before you decide to give it up. I didn't notice my hands are a mess. It's got to be all of the dirt I've been playing in. Planting season, growing season. We're in our glories. Removing the wire for the next one. And it's just smooth sailing from here. Sure, that was a lie. I'm not pulling the wire, I'm pulling the whole piece at this point. That way I'm holding it like that because there's a little bit of a bump in here. I've got to fix that. It was going to pull the wire, so I'm holding them while twisting this to get it through. Yep. What we go through as wire artists. The struggles are real. Nobody understands. Okie dokie. We should be good for the rest of the wire here. Stop. Where are we at? Wrap around my base. Once. Please excuse me, you're in the way. And start to go up again. It's just a very repetitive, same pattern over and over. And I think it makes a much nicer, neater looking leaf myself. I've seen videos. I wasn't taught this way, but I've seen videos where they were actually using a needle nose to make them, and they just wrap around, constantly pulling the needle nose out, remeasure it. It's too much work on my opinion. Way too much work there. It's not necessary when and it was just very loopy, and they catch on everything. I couldn't see, for me personally, I couldn't see it. We're coming down to our last one. 1, 2, 3. That was should have been my last one. 1, 2, 3. I see what I did here. So I am wondering. I forgot to take out the second wire. And that's what happens. You end up following the wire all the way through. Of course, I'm chatting, so I'm not paying attention. So I'm going to undo it. I was not past a point of no return. So I'm going to undo. And I will pause so you don't have to watch all of it. Actually, maybe you do. No. Because I'm pulling another wire, the second wire from it, and it might be just as difficult. Nope. Let's see, I just pretty much pull it through, straight through, no bending or anything, because you end up bending everything if you do that. Alright, and yes, I can reuse this. It's going to be a little work hard now, but it's usable, and it will actually lock into place a little bit better. It's already pre-shaped. And that is our last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wrap around. I'm going to go about 3 times, 2 times. Snip. Put my wire back together. I don't know if any of you know, if you don't have a storage, one way to keep your wire from unraveling on you when you cut off a piece or when you're done working with it, bring it down, make sure you leave enough, wrap it back around your finger. Yeah, it didn't break. Wrap it around, tuck through, if you can see it. But see, and look at that, it's not going anywhere. And I know where my wire is. And now we have our little forest. Isn't that cute? Nope. Somewhere in the Rockies you'll find this, I'm sure. You can get this right out of your way. You know, don't kink it or anything, but you can move it out of the way. These poor things are bent. These are going to be the hardest because they got the most wraps on them. I need to find my other tools. These aren't the ones. These are just the next step up, but they've got a better grip to them. This one should be easier. And there we go. Give it a good squish. Nice big squish. And there we have it. So far, so good. Now, because I have, it's a little bit bigger It actually doesn't really look that much bigger now, does it? Well, I'll be darned. Cool. We'll hope that fits. Okay, give me 1 second. Take a little bit of a break. It has been a half an hour. I need to stretch my legs for a second and get a cup of coffee. Okay, I have my coffee. Even when outside, it's a beautiful day today. Record-breaking temps today. But then severe thunderstorms coming, or storms. So that's going to be a blast. I'm a weather bug, so I like the storms. So I'll be looking forward to that. And I do want to hurry up and get the tutorial because we are prone to power outages. Right, so what we want to do now is round this out and start creating the leaves. And I do that. I really don't have a great method for it. So I just tear it down. And my lamp's going to go out here in a minute. Down little by little. As long as I keep the larger one in the middle, it works out pretty good. And yeah, they're going to fold in. And you notice, I want to show you again, this is the front. Pretty uniformed. Get the light out of the way. Oopsie. Pretty uniformed. And then the back, however, you see it's a bit weird. You will notice the back and the front. Okay. And this being a 5.5, I'm not going to go much smaller than that one. But if you're using round nose, I should have showed you that. Not everybody has these. If you're using round nose, you could do the same. And I'm actually turning the leaf, not the wires. And that's pretty cool. Coming along. Okay, looking a little wonky there. Let's straighten her back out. And yes, you can move these. A little bit better there, huh? And that's a good size right there. So I'm going to leave that as that and fix this lamp. Sorry about that. That looks good just the way it is. I'm trying to fix this a little bit. Yep, that's pretty good. Now, to get the bead in, if you have a long enough tail, if not, you're going to have to cut off another piece. But if you have yourself enough, just go ahead and put your bead on. Put it right down. It's in there pretty good. You can wrap it around. It's a bit small, so it's kind of a struggle. Make it nice and tight. You can clip it and tuck it, and it will be a nice tuck in there. Good. Clip and tuck. It'll be you have plenty of room to tuck your wire in, so it doesn't poke anybody. Or if you're using it to embellish a different piece, it's still not going to be in the way. I'll just tuck right in. If I could see it. And there we have that. You can finish shaping. Now it's nice and round. Let's get rid of the other piece. Now to form the dancing legs, really, how long do you want them? We can get to that after we do up the petals. Let's get the petals done. The leaf part. Sorry. What I do, these are feeders, so I'll actually take it and I'll bend them down a little bit. So it's curved down. And do the same to the other one. And then I'm going to get this through and just kind of widen these up a little. And again, it's really up to you. And that's the back. Here's the front. If you want to squish them a bit, you can. I don't really like to because they get all deformed sometimes on me. But I'm just going to separate the leaves, spread them apart, give them a little fluff. Make sure they're not too discombobulated. And there you have it. Cute little hemp leaf, cannabis leaf, pot leaf, marijuana leaf. I don't know what you want to call it, but it is what it is. It's nature at its best. Okay, let's shape these. Sometimes I'll twist them. I don't want to do that with this right now because of I'm actually making somebody. I'm custom designing a lighter, and I want it to be perfect. So I'm just going to take these and bend them down a little. That's actually kind of cute, just like that, but and because it's going to be attached, I'm not going to do too much. So cut them at the length that I want. I'm pretty sure for what the project that I'm doing, I am really guesstimating. And I want to file these down. When you're using your file, you go one way, just one direction. If you go back and forth, nothing good will come of that. Believe me. Just go in one direction. Get the burrs out. As you hammer, you might create more burrs. You're gonna force stuff out that you don't know exists, like more burrs. Just make sure you feel it and get the burrs out. You don't want to scratch anyone. And this is on pretty good. And the best way to test your finger, sometimes we're so calloused, we're not going to feel what our neck will feel or our wrists will feel. So put it where it's going to be. That hurts. This is a very sensitive area, and so are our necks. So don't hesitate to use yourself as a testing tool. It's better than your client coming back to you going, hey, this really sucks. It hurts. I can't wear your stuff. These are not perfect. Pardon me. Because once I'm done hammering, I know I'm going to have more. So, it being 20 gauge, it's so hard to hammer this. But we're going to get it done. I'm just going to very carefully and lightly and I have not put any curve in this, again because of the project I'm going to be using this for. I think that's enough. That's cute. Very lightly tapping. And believe me, hammering is one of my favorite things to do with wire crafting. I'll go to town with the hammer. And there you have it. Now, I know it's just really the leaf part you're probably all interested in, but there's one waiting to get her dance card checked. That's what it looks like. And for those of you who don't know what a dance card is, I suggest looking it up. I'm not a teacher. But I play one on YouTube, don't I, today? That's not too bad. So let's get a jump ring for this. Great. I don't have any out. Well, that defeats the purpose there, doesn't it? Let's use one of these cheap Chinese ones that I don't use, just to show you how to do it. It's not even going to match. So, that's okay too. These things. Oh, these companies drive me crazy. But, jump ring. Open your jump ring up. Sure, open it. It's not easy. Put it on. Close her up. Where's my other? Nope, not that one. Oh, there you are. And there you have it. Jump ring. But what I like to do is make my little bales to match my little fellas. That's just that's probably a 20 gauge with the beads on it, and you know, I made sure it fit and whatnot. But yeah, that's what you can do. I hope you like it. Isn't it cute? Little dancing cannabis leaf. La la la. You can squish the sides down a little bit. Be very careful because they will twist and become a little out of shape on you. If you want to curve your little legs and make it dancing around your rooms, go right ahead. But there we are. Dancing cannabis leaves. We're gonna have a party. Used for all kinds of little things. I've made sun catchers with these. I've made, I could go on the different sizes. But at any rate, this is long enough. 48 minutes. That's a long time. That's a lunch. And so let's call it that. Have a good lunch, everybody. I'm Arlene Schiffer. Thank you for watching. You could find us at MJ's Blues and Dance Club inside of a virtual world called Second Life. We are on the Sim Intuitive. My partner / husband, partner in crime and everything else that might rhyme with it, is Captain Jack Blazer. I hope you have a great day. And if you like this tutorial or anything about it at all, or you want to share it to show people how ridiculous it is, by all means, go right ahead. But please subscribe. I would love to see you around, and every once in a while I'll upload another video. Get something done with my eyeballs, and I'll see you in the next run. Thanks for watching.